All right. So we're going to start with the intuition one, and then we're going to go over here to the energy healing.
Okay.
However, all of these that are a blue box are lessons that are on my YouTube page that you can
Okay.
go and watch. Okay.
Okay. Cool deal.
Chapter 3 Intuition, the voice of the higher self. There's a voice inside you that doesn't shout, it doesn't argue, it doesn't beg for attention. It simply knows. And when you follow it, doors open where walls once stood. This is intuition, not instinct, not an analysis, not a lucky guess, but divine intelligence flowing through you like a river of gold beneath the noise. You felt it before, a strange certainty when making a decision, a nudge to leave just before something went wrong, a feeling about someone that later proved exactly right. You didn't know how you knew, you just did. That was not a chance. That was not luck. That was the higher self speaking through silence. Intuition is your soul's native tongue. It does not speak in sentences or logic. It speaks in symbols, sensations, and sudden insight. It moves faster than thought, deeper than reason, and purer than emotion. It is the direct whisper of the infinite.
Sorry. I guess my notification going off made it stop playing.
Oh,
Within you. Elizabeth Haish's initiation, she describes how in the Egyptian temples, initiates were taught to still their minds, not to empty them, but to hear what lies beyond them, to distinguish between the chatter of the ego and the whisper of the eternal self. And that's what you must learn now. Because intuition is not something that you develop, it's something you unblock. The modern world teaches you to disrupt it, to favor logic, to calculate, to seek proof. But intuition does not beg for validation. It simply speaks and
come on,
waits
Leo.
for you to listen. And when you do, your life begins to move in rhythm with something far
Mom, you
more
can come get him.
intelligent than your mind. Here's what you need to understand: your intuition is not random, it is precise. It is connected
You can
to
get him.
a field that sees beyond time, beyond space. It already knows what's around the corner. It already senses the energetic consequences of every path. When your intuition speaks, it is guiding you from the level of soul contracts, karmic alignments, and unseen truths. To ignore it is to walk blindfolded. To follow it is to walk in alignment with the intelligence that dreamed you into being. But there's a catch. Your ego is loud. Your fear is sneaky. And your desires are deceptive. They'll dress themselves as intuition if you're not careful. So, how do you know the difference? Here's the key: intuition feels like peace, even when it warns you. Fear feels like panic, even when it flatters you. True intuition never pressures, it arrives gently, calmly. A knowing in your body, a resonance in your chest, a pull in your solar plexus. No drama, just the truth. You don't argue with it. You either follow it or you feel its absence later when things fall apart. But the more you listen, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. Use it and it sharpens. Ignore it and it goes quiet. And when it sharpens, miracles begin. You begin to move before the wave. You say yes before the opportunity even arrives. You say no before the danger can take form.
Lexi,
You align
go on.
automatically
Hold it.
with paths that seem lucky to others. But you know better. This is not luck. This is living by inner guidance. Let's go a little deeper. In esoteric philosophy, the soul has layers: the physical, emotional, mental. Intuition flows from the Buddha plane, a realm of divine truth, where separation disappears and all knowledge is interconnected. When you access this plane, you are no longer thinking, you are knowing, and you are no longer choosing, you are recognizing. Intuition doesn't guess the future, it remembers it. Because on the higher planes, all potential futures already exist. The more you trust this power, the more you become a vessel for divine movement. You'll begin to notice synchronicities that stack up like breadcrumbs from the invisible realm. You'll begin to walk as if guided, because you are. So, how do you strengthen this power? Through practice, through stillness, through surrender. Let's begin with a sacred training. Exercise the inner compass. Find a quiet area Sit with your eyes closed and take a deep breath. And just let your body soften. Think of a small decision, something real but not overwhelming. For example, should I take this path today without analyzing? Speak the question internally. Now focus on your solar plexus, your gut. Feel it. Don't think, feel. Does your body open or close? Do you feel expansion or contraction? Note the first sensation that arises and trust it. Act on it. Observe the outcome. Repeat this daily with bigger and bigger decisions each time. Because you're not just guessing, you're attuning. And the more you trust, the louder it gets. You will begin to feel when something is right, even before it makes sense. You will begin to walk away from paths that your ego loved, but your soul outgrew. You will no longer beg for signs. You will become one. Let this truth anchor deep. The higher self is never far. It is you beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond confusion. And when you learn to listen to it, you no longer fear life. You co create in a sacred partnership with the infinite. You walk with stillness, decide with peace, and remember the mind analyzes, but the soul knows. And now, with your inner compass awakened, you are ready to remember the next power. One that reveals that you are not just thought, but a force strong enough to bend and shape matter.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it's important to remember that energy is subtle, right? It whispers or it
Yeah.
blows gently like an east breeze, right? And
Okay.
so, even as a healer or someone who wants to part storms or manifest things into reality, we need to remember that energy is subtle. It's not forceful. So we
Right.
don't need to be forceful when we use it, and it's not going to be forceful when it interacts with us, right? Because it's gentle,
Okay.
it's natural.
Yeah.
It flows smooth and easy, and it's all around you at all times to tap into, right? So we don't have to force it. We don't have to force a connection. We don't have to force its movement. There's nothing about it that's a force, right?
Okay.
And I'm just trying to help you reinforce your foundations, right? Because as
Yeah.
a healer, you're going to need to really have a strong foundation. Um,
Right.
so listen to your body and use it as your compass, as your gauge, right? Because your body is your physical, so that's your compass. Your
Okay.
mind is your logic and your ego, and then your spirit of you is your intuition, right? That's the part of you that's constantly connected. So we have to integrate the three, and in order to integrate the three, the intuition has to be able to check in with the body and trust it. How do you feel in that moment, right? Like
Yeah.
something's getting ready to happen, stop a minute and check yourself and be like, how does my body feel about this? Right? Is my heart beating
Okay.
faster? Did my breath speed up? Like, what's my body telling me? Because your body is already automatically in tune with the intuition, but the mind and the logic tries to keep the two separate, right?
Yeah.
So if you can learn to check in with the body first instead of the mind, the logical mind will follow naturally.
Okay. Now, when I went along, did the exercise, as soon as I closed my eyes, I could feel my pineal gland flexing and put the awareness in my solar plexus, right?
Mhm.
I felt it open up. Now I found this subscription service, Spiro Hub Kundalini Awakening, where you do 10 minutes a day. You start at the root chakra and then you go up. And I skipped some days, but I have done the first three chakras. I just got to do the heart, and it's just these
Right.
little movements with breath work. And I'm gonna pay $20 a month for that for at least a couple months to
Right.
get my feel. But I did feel it open, like,
Good.
and I just went with that question, and meaning, should I embark on this energy healing with you, learning this stuff? And
Mhm.
it's like I felt into it like a hug.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Good.
So
Yeah.
that was my body talk, or my intuition talking to me.
Right. And your
Okay.
body responds immediately
Yeah.
to whatever your spirit is saying. I mean, like even if it's like a dangerous situation, right? Your
Right.
body's going to respond because
Yeah.
your intuition already knows the outcome. But our logical mind tries to control, right? It's all about
Mhm.
control.
Yeah.
And so we have to be able to hush it up for a minute, long enough to check in with the body. And that was
Yeah.
actually a really great way to explain confirmations for positivity. It feels like
Mhm.
it should
Yeah.
feel warm and calming, like a
It
hug.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. That's great. And how are
Cool.
you doing with visualization?
I think it's getting better. Like,
Okay.
I haven't really been doing the fruit thing, but I'll just, like when you were naming those shapes, like I'll just close my eyes and just say, say, see a heart, and then there it is. And now it's like, okay, Star of David, there it is, just little symbols.
Great.
So I
Perfect.
do feel like, I think that I had a misunderstanding of what visualization was supposed to be. I think I thought it was supposed to be like I can clearly see it just like I'm watching a TV
Yeah.
screen, but yeah, it's getting stronger for
Good,
sure.
good, good. Yeah, I think pretty much everything about understanding energy and spirituality is a misconception
Yeah.
because it's kind of hijacked, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. They wanted us confused.
right. And
Mhm.
I mean, you're not, whether it's visuals or even like with remote viewing, right? Having a psychic vision on purpose,
Mhm.
remote
Yeah.
viewing something or astral projecting, you're only going to get it right a few times when you first start. You're only going to get a couple of things right.
Yeah.
The more you do it and exercise it, the more you're going to get right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to find this other video.
I'm gonna turn my phone on do not disturb because I keep getting Telegram notifications, and I don't give a shit about that right now.
Okay.
Do not
Yeah.
disturb. There we go.
While
There
I
we
find
go.
this.
Perfect.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do the energy healing one. But, and if you don't have time to look at these in your spare time, I think we will
I
visit
do.
all 7 of these
Yeah.
in class just to make sure you have the foundation. Because I really want you to have a strong foundation before we move further. Um,
Right.
I made the mistake with one young man and took him just straight into. He kept saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I get it," and I took him into some heavier stuff, and he really didn't get it. He
Yeah.
really didn't understand, and so then we had to go back
just how much
Right.
your hand
and start kind of from the beginning, you know. And
Okay.
he still had that other stuff in his mind, and so it was conflicting and confusing for him. So, and I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps, stumbling upon Q and learning that everything we've been taught is a lie. It's just, I kind of just learned to throw it all out already and just,
Yeah,
already started learning how to trust myself. And then Chris happened.
right. And see, this young man, he also knew about Q and all the truth stuff, right? The truther stuff.
Mhm.
He just really wasn't in a place where he was starting to trust himself yet.
Yeah.
And even though he understood like the science behind the metaphysical things, I tried to take him too fast. And that was me not gauging it right. So I don't want to do that with you
Yeah.
at all, you know?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start this one.
Okay.
hands,
13
your
minutes.
breath, and your intention can heal the world around you. Chapter 6, Energy Healing. Channeling the vital force. You are a healer, not because you went to school for it, not because you hold a title, but because your very being was designed to conduct life force. The only real question is, have you remembered how? This is an energy that flows through everything. The ancients called it prana, ki, rauk, spiritus, baraka, and odic force. It is the breath behind breath, the pulse behind heartbeat, the invisible thread that ties soul to the body. And when this energy flows freely, there is vitality. When it's stagnant, there is illness. But here is what modern science still struggles to understand. Your body isn't just receiving this life force, it's transmitting it. You are a conduit, a living bridge between the cosmic current and the physical plane. And with intention, purity, and presence, you can direct this energy to heal yourself and others. Energy healing is not fantasy. It is an ancient technology. Mystics and healers from every culture knew this. The laying on of hands by early Christians, the Reiki channels of Japan, the Qigong masters of China, the pranic healers of India, the curanderos, shamans, and medicine women who healed with touch, breath, chant, and love. They all tapped into the same stream, the universal life force that flows through all things. And so can you. Right now, your hands are carrying voltage. Your heart is emitting a measurable electromagnetic field. Your intention shapes how energy flows through the cells of your body. You don't need tools. You are the tool. But this power requires something sacred, alignment. Because energy follows intention, and intention follows vibration. If you are scattered, fearful, or clouded with ego, the energy you transmit will be just as distorted. But when you are still, when your heart is open and your ego is silent, you become a vessel for divine flow. Healing happens not from you, but through you. Let's make something clear. You are not the source. You are the bridge. The healer is not the hero. The healer is the hollow bone, the open flute, the sacred current. When you align your body, mind, and soul with the source, miracles become the new normal. Illness melts away. Emotional wounds dissolve. Blocked energy begins to move again. And it's not because you did something. It's because you got out of the way. So, how do you begin? Let's activate your inner healer. Let's exercise the hands of light. Take a seat calmly with your palms facing up. Softly place your hands on your lap and close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel your body soften. Visualize a radiant light descending from above your head. A warm, golden white current. See it entering through your crown and flowing down your spine, through your arms, and into your hands. Let your hands begin to tingle, vibrate, or feel warm. Now, gently place your hands over your heart or any other part of your body that needs support. Don't try to fix anything. Just be present. Let the energy do the work. Feel gratitude, not to yourself, but to the divine force that flows through you. Remain here for 5 to 10 minutes. Then breathe deeply, open your eyes, and rest. This simple practice awakens the healing current within you, and over time, you'll notice it growing stronger. You may begin to feel other people's pain as if it were your own. You may feel drawn to place your hands on another person, to breathe with them, to transfer calm with just your gaze. You're not imagining it. You're remembering what your body has always known. Your palms are portals. Your breath is a transmitter. Your presence is a frequency that influences all that it touches. But always remember, the true healer is not you. The true healer is the intelligence behind the energy, the source, the infinite, the divine. You are simply a bridge, a vessel, a conduit. So walk humbly and heal with reverence. Let love, not ego, be your guide. Now, let's go deeper. All illness is dis-ease, a disruption in harmony. a misalignment between the body, the mind, and the spirit. The role of the energy healer is not to fight illness, but to restore harmony, to realign the client or yourself with the blueprint of wellness that already exists in the higher planes. You don't have to force healing. You call it back. And the way to call it back is through coherence. When your heart is coherent, calm, loving, grateful, you emit waves that entrain others. Your field becomes an invitation, a tuning fork for balance. This is why the most powerful healers are not always the most trained, but they are the most present, the most surrendered, and the most loving. Their energy speaks what words cannot. You are safe now. You are seen. You are whole. So let me say that to you now. You are safe. You are seen. You are whole. And you are ready to remember this healing power that's within you. It's not something you will one day earn. It's something you were born with because you are a soul in a human instrument. And this body, this heart, this breath, we're always meant to serve something sacred. The next time someone you love is in pain, don't just say words. Place your hand on their shoulder and breathe. Feel the current flow. Say nothing. Let the silence carry it. You'll feel it move, and they will feel it too. Because healing is not about fixing, it's about transmitting a memory, a remembrance of wholeness that's already present beneath the wound. And now that you have felt that current, you're ready for the final initiation. A powerful, ancient, and feared. A journey that transcends the body itself and lifts the soul into other realms. This is where consciousness truly learns to fly.
I could feel it. I felt warmth, and I'm sitting in front of a window unit.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. And I went and bought me some headphones today so I can do some meditation sitting outside, drowning out the kids that are next door. Just the
Right
AC unit does that too. But if I'm going to get on the grass, I'm going to need headphones with Joe Dispenza's voice. And
Yes. Yes.
yes, I think I may
Awesome.
love that man.
Right? He
Yeah.
amazing.
He's not the hottest, but he's hot in his own way, and
He is.
I'd hit that.
And his soul speaks to me. Like
Oh, girl.
his soul just speaks, man. I love him. I love him.
He's the reason I pay $13 a month for Gaia TV.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, being outside on the ground is really going to help because the whole earthing thing,
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, um, On the energy healing, the only thing I want to add to that is in the beginning of it, I said that healing comes from purity. And I just want to clarify and emphasize this to you and everyone that learns it. Purity does not mean perfection or that you have to become some damn saint.
Yeah.
Purity
Okay.
is your intention, right?
Pure intentions.
Yeah. Like you
Okay.
genuinely want to help this person. Nothing
Yeah.
from ego, nothing from anger, nothing from spite, pure intentions.
Just you see a person hurting and you want to take that from them and
Yes.
blast them with light.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. Yeah. But if we're trying to show off, and I learned this the hard way, if we're
Yeah.
trying to show off, if we're trying to prove somebody wrong, whatever, even if we're trying to just prove it to someone,
Right.
it's not going to work the same. It's not. And you'll blow out like 800 people's power to their house. I've done it. I've done
Yeah.
it. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. It's got to
Like
come from a genuine place.
it totally backfires. Yeah. In big ways. Yeah. That's when energy is not so subtle anymore and you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck. Damn it.
And
Do it again."
I don't remember where I got this information from, but it was when I first started learning, and I had heard or read that your soul's not always in your body, that it's kind of hovering, but with
Mhm,
intent in breath work, you can bring it in. And once you get in
mhm.
and you sit in your own energy, then you know what your energy feels like. So then when the customer who approaches you comes up, you can feel their energy and you can tell the difference. You
Yes.
know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to teach August the other day because she
Mhm,
wants to know the intention of the guy that she likes. And I was
mhm.
like, well, I'm going to, in between customers, I'm going to teach you how to read energy. So I,
Yeah.
stood a good 7 feet apart from her. And I said, okay, do this. Use your, get your soul in your body, breathe, feel what it feels like. And then I would walk closer to her and get right up next to her. I'm like, okay, now you see what my energy feels like. And then I walked away. And then a customer who, God bless her soul, is going through a probably about what what me and you both went through.
Mhm.
And she's sweet, but you can see the sadness behind her eyes. She comes in, buys her cigarettes, she leaves. And I said, okay, August, how did that feel? Could you feel it? And she's like,
Right.
oh my God, yeah. And I said, see, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
all right, okay,
Because
cool. I'm
we're
glad I was,
always reading the energy. We're
yeah,
always reading it. We
yeah,
just don't realize that we're always reading it.
yes.
Cops know, right? Like cops immediately know if
Hmm.
you're lying to them or not. They can feel the energy.
Yep.
Doctors will feel the energy of something to know if it's something dire or not. They don't have time to call somebody else and check. They just intuitively know what they
Right.
need to be doing at that moment. Like we all
Okay.
read energy, but only certain professions really acknowledge it and go with it, like police officers and doctors, right?
Yeah.
Like ER doctors. But we're
Yeah.
all reading it. We read the room, we walk in, right? If you walk into a
Hmm.
strange place, that's the first thing you're doing is checking the energy. It's
Yeah.
like feeling the air, see which way the wind's
Yeah.
blowing, right? You're
Yep.
checking the energy. We're
And
just
if you
not
know,
aware
if you're a couple teenagers and you all just got done smoking some weed, and then you hop in your car, and then you're paranoid, you see a cop, and you're all like, just act cool, be cool, and the cop rides by, and it's like they're way too tense. Boop, let me pull them over.
Yep,
Yeah, it's best to
exactly.
just keep bobbing your head to the music like you don't even know they're there while you're riding
That's right.
dirty.
That's right.
Yeah, girl.
Down and dirty, riding down and dirty. Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording.
All right, I'm gonna pour some wine.